Everyone, my name is Julianne Brizuela, and this is the Marin County Vegetation Management Plan to lower wildfire risk. Marin County is just north of the Golden Gate Bridge. The population as of July 1st, 2024 is 256,400 people. There are 9 California marine protected areas and 2 state marine parks. It is 828 square miles total, with 520 square miles of land. So pre-colonization, the Coast Miwok people were stewards of the land for thousands of years before Spanish missionaries and settlers arrived. The Coast Miwok people fished, hunted, harvested seeds, and burned grasslands to encourage growth. In 1579, Sir Francis Drake anchored in Drake's Bay, or Point Reyes, which he called at the time Nova Albion. He spent 39 days repairing his broken ship. 200 years after that, Spanish missionaries arrived, enslaved the indigenous peoples, and many indigenous people died as a result of disease and forced labor. In 1810, the Mexican War of Independence from Spain began. In 1817, the Spanish missionaries built the San Rafael Archangel Mission, which still stands to this day. In 1822, Mexico took control of Alta California after the 1821 Treaty of Cordoba. In 1834, church land of Marin County officially converted to private land. From 1846 to 1847, during the Mexican-American War, areas of Marin County were seized by Americans as part of the conquest of California. In 1848, Captain John C. Fremont secured Marin County for the United States. And also in 1848, the gold rush began. In 1850, Marin County was officially named after Chief Marino of the Lika-Tiute tribe. Here we can see Chief Marin's memorial, which says, "The Coast Miwok native, Huick Muse, was born here at the tribal village of Animas. At age 20, he was baptized Marino at Mission Dolores and was later known as Marin. He both cooperated with and defied the priests and the military, at what point, hiding on the island off of San Rafael, which still bears his name. He died at Mission San Rafael." After California became the 31st state in the United States, San Quentin Prison opened. By the mid-1860s, Marin County accounted for 75% of California's dairy production. In 1874, the North Pacific Coast Railroad was built, connecting what is now Marin County. And in 1917, the first legal forest fire district was established in Marin. This was the Tamalpais Forest Fire District. The firefighters who protected this district used fire lookouts, firefighters on horseback and in cars, and backpack water cans. Photos from marincounty.org show a wildfire on Mount Tamalpais around 1900, firefighters putting out hot spots from a 1929 wildfire, firefighters planning their offense in the early 1900s, and showing the distribution of fire crews in the 1940s. In 1937, the Golden Gate Bridge was officially opened, connecting Marin to San Francisco. In 1972, President Nixon established the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, which now supports 19 distinct ecosystems with over 2,000 plant and animal species. Marin County has many wildlife refuges, parks, and watersheds. Many species mentioned will be found in multiple protected areas. In Muir Woods, you can find black-tailed deer, the Sonoma chipmunk, coho salmon, rainbow trout, sculpins, the northern spotted owl, banana slugs, convergent ladybugs, 10 different bat species, 2 species of mole, bobcats, coyotes, long-tailed weasels, mountain lions, river otters, coast garter snakes, gopher snakes, northern alligator lizards, dragonflies, snails, salamanders, newts, and 15 species of butterflies, including monarchs. On Angel Island, more notably, you will not find certain species, like squirrels, rabbits, foxes, skunks, opossums, coyotes, or rattlesnakes. You will find some native species like oak, bay, madrone trees, sagebrush, manzanita, and elderberry. At one point, this was occupied by the United States Army, where Fort McDowell used to be. Planted by the military are some invasive species, like invasive grasses, eucalyptus trees, Monterey pine, Douglas fir, Monterey cypress, black locust, and other various trees and shrubs. The Gulf of the Farallones is one of the largest feeding grounds for white sharks. Here you can find 36 species of marine mammals. You can also find sea turtles and seabirds, over 390 species of fish, and over 330 species of invertebrates, like corals, sponges, shrimp, crabs, mollusks, and crustaceans. At Point Reyes National Seashore, you can find over 45% of North American avian species and almost 18% of California's plant species, including 30 federally listed threatened or endangered animal species and 6 federally listed threatened or endangered plant species. Some examples of wildlife you can find here are whales, elephant seals, sea lions, harbor seals, tule elk, seabirds, bishop pines, and Douglas firs. You can also see bioluminescence from dinoflagellates in Tomales Bay during the summer and fall on dark cloudy nights before moonrise or after moonset. Mount Tamalpais' highest point is 2,570 feet. It's just east of the San Andreas Fault Line, and you can find common rock types like shale, greenstone, quartz tourmaline, green serpentine, which happens to be the state rock, over 750 plant species, and over 150 bird species, such as red-tailed hawks, turkey vultures, woodpeckers, and owls. The Marin Islands are part of a national wildlife refuge. You can find mixed evergreen forest, coastal prairie, coastal salt marsh, coastal scrub, and it's nesting habitat to one of the largest heron and egret rookeries. You can also find diving ducks, pelicans, and oyster catchers. San Pablo Bay is another national wildlife refuge where you can find long-billed curlew birds, canvasback ducks, and California clapper railbirds. Marin County contains 14 major watersheds containing over 3,000 miles of creeks. There are certain watersheds with flood control marked by the red arrows, including Bolinas Lagoon, Galenas Creek, Novato Creek, Richardson Bay, Ross Valley, Rush Creek, Tomales Bay, and Lagunitas. In the water, you'll find coho salmon, Chinook salmon, steelhead, sticklebacks, Sacramento suckers, sculpins, the California roach, and the California bat ray. This soil map was from a 1985 soil survey conducted by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Soil Conservation Service. In the blue, we have soils on alluvial fans and plains, in basins, and on tidal flats. In the green, we have inland soils on uplands, and in the yellow, we have coastal soils on dunes, terraces, hills, mountains, and uplands. Vegetation management comes with certain concerns from the community. Prescribed burns provide risk to people, property, and wildlife. Certain people, like people with asthma, can be affected by smoke. Some people oppose invasive species removal because they believe certain plants hold historical significance, provide windbreaks, are concerned about the herbicide use and the cost. People are also concerned that species of plants being removed provide critical wildlife habitat for endangered species, like monarch butterflies, for example. One particular organization named Conservation Sense and Nonsense claims that native plant restorations in California are rarely successful. They state that attempting to freeze the landscape to an arbitrary historical standard is unrealistic because nature is dynamic. Evolution cannot be stopped, nor should it be. Destroying healthy trees contributes to climate change by releasing stored carbon into the atmosphere. Both native and non-native trees store carbon and are therefore equally valuable to combat climate change. Native vegetation is not inherently less flammable than non-native vegetation. There are advantages and disadvantages to both native and non-native vegetation. Efforts in public outreach and education can help combat these concerns. Here are the references. Thank you.